One morning I was peacefully sleeping when I remembered I live in Italy. So I decided to go to Bologna, which is the capital of cholesterol 2023, I guess. I had these ugly shoes, but there is a reason, later I will show you why. The sun was shining, the day was amazing, so I decided not to go back to sleep that day. I live in Milano, so that's the station. The architecture is always breathtaking. Then I suddenly realized that everybody remembered that they live in Italy, I guess. But that's okay, I don't want to live like out in the woods, so it's okay, I like people. After 1 hour of train, I was able to get to Bologna, which is like the biggest station of the world, I guess. Look how big it is. And here I am in Bologna. Bye-bye station. Oh, Bologna is all about covered sidewalks, which is my favorite thing of Bologna. There are like 1,000 miles of them. I don't know, I'm not Wikipedia. Just go and look for it. So basically every building has these columns on the bottom, and it's just something very typical. Oh, the second thing is street artists. You will notice them all over the place. The first stop is gonna be Via Piella, which I assume is absolutely mainstream, because look at that line. And the point is to look through that window to something called Little Venice. Okay, I know I'm in Bologna and the first thing we are talking about is Venice, and don't ask me why people are so amazed by water under buildings. Wasn't that a bad stuff? Oh, by the way, all that line was just to take this shot. You can actually see people through it by the other side of this kind of river, I don't know. After that, let's head to Piazza Maggiore, which means bigger square. Bigger than what? I don't know. And it's immediately time for the first secret, which is the Neptune statue that has... Oh my god, what's that? I don't know if I can show that to you. Yeah, it's the hand. And there's an old story about it's made on purpose. What do you think? Was it on purpose? We immediately run through Via Peschiere Vecchie, which means I don't know how it translates. It's like all the place where you can buy fish. Yeah, all the place where you can buy fish street. That's the name of it. Basically, it's a place where you eat and where you buy local products. And it's a little bit touristic, but all Bologna shops there. All the food is very high quality and there is absolutely not touristic and low quality about that. And also there is a market where you can buy all sorts of food like meat, fish, cheese, prosciutto, and also vegetables, fruit. I don't know, basically there is nothing you can not find there. Then I grab a bite at Simoni, which is a place where you can taste the typical Bologna food. Absolutely typical, absolutely 100% Bologna. If you want to taste it, go there. They have this tortellino, which imitates the stuffed pasta, but it's made of bread and with Bologna inside. Oh, by the way, you don't say Bologna, you say mortadella in Italy. And they save you this bread, which is a sort of focaccia with meat in there, like with pancetta in the dough. I don't know if I can make myself clear. And then I stuffed my face with ham and salami and prosciutto and of course wine. Another artist was outside, and also it was not that expensive because it's under 30 bucks. With my belly full, I went to Basilica di San Petronio, which is the biggest in Italy, because you know Vaticano is not Italy, so it doesn't compete with San Pietro, and because of that is the biggest of Italy. By the way, it's absolutely huge and you have this feeling of Sagrada Familia out of that. I don't know, it's amazing. After a little bit of spirituality, I ran towards the two towers, which are like everywhere the symbol of Bologna, because if you look for, I don't know, Bologna icon on Google, you will find them. You can actually climb them, but they are closed today. After one other 100,000 covered walkways, I reached the Piazza Santo Stefano, which is an amazing place where you can feel totally Italian, drinking spritz and doing nothing. And it's famous for two reasons. One is Corte Isolani, which is like a huge covered marketplace where you can buy stuff, eat stuff, drink stuff, I guess sleep. I'm not sure about that. And as a structure is really cool. The second thing is that there are 7 churches linked one to another, and you can visit all of them for free, just walking from one to another without never actually leaving the place. There are amazing courtyards, and the churches are from very different periods, so you can see the old, the new, the very, very old. That was cool. Then I was almost done when I've noticed, what about those people chilling up there? I want to be them. So I went hunting for the clock tower, I guess, and I found an elevator, and then I found that elevator elevator was going up here. I mean, wow! But the super chilling tower of my dreams was fully booked, so I had to look by this small window, ugly window, but the shots were cool, so you can have a hint of what's the view up there. Then I was sad, but I looked like I had a stroke. Then a quick coffee and bye-bye Bologna. Then by the end of the day I was headed to the countryside. Here is where you need a friend. And she came. Here she is. My best friend. My soulmate. After a quick drive towards nowhere, here you are. In a typical Italian house, not the house you see on television and on Instagram. That's an Italian house. And where the f are you going, you may ask? I was going to eat that. This is actually very interesting because it's a very old ritual that was from the countryside in Emilia-Romagna, and it's called Lom A Merz. That means light in March. And it's kind of a way to say goodbye to the winter and welcome to the spring by making a bonfire out of all the rests of the activity made from farmers. It's a very old ritual, and recently young people brought it back, so it's kind of a way to gather together and eat this juicy meat that literally takes 6 hours to cook at 3 feet from the hot ashes. You drink wine, you light fires, you eat fat meat that comes from a pork, you pee in the woods, and you live one night basically like people from 1000 years ago could do. And this all revolves around one thing: the fire. And then this happened. The biggest fire you can imagine was lit. And that fire was kind of a time portal, and everybody started to run around it like in an ancient ritual, and it was also magic and incredible. What can I say? Goodbye winter then. My day ends here, at my mother's house. Good night.